Chidera had settled very well into her new life, maintaining a carefully curated distance from Nicholas since she moved out. The excuses came naturally: final year projects, increased academic workload, or a bad network. When Nicholas's calls came through, her once cheerful greetings had turned into curt response, and sometimes she ignored the calls altogether. She found herself irritated by his persistence and, most embarrassingly, his heavy Igbo accent. For Chidera, it was easier to avoid him than to confront the guilt consuming at her for benefiting so much from a man she no longer wanted in her life. One sunny afternoon, as Chidera was strolling through a supermarket close to her apartment, she was browsing the aisle for her favorite snacks when a young man accidentally bumped into her, almost tumbling the carton of cereal she was holding. "Oh, I am so sorry," the man exclaimed, catching the bus before it hit the ground. Chidera looked up, startled. Standing before her was a tall, handsome man with a charming smile and an air of sophistication. "It's fine," she replied, brushing her braids over her shoulder. The man extended his hand, his smile widening. "I am Christian. It seems I owe you an apology for almost ruining your shopping." Chidera chuckled lightly, shaking his hand. "I am Chidera, Dera for short, and no worries, no harm done, it's fine," she said. What started as a brief encounter quickly turned into a conversation. Christian's easy demeanor and polished English immediately put Chidera at ease. They discovered they had both studied at the same university, although at different times. "I just got back from the UK," Christian said casually as they walked out of the store together. "I have been working there after my master's in medicine. I am planning to open a hospital here in Lagos very soon." Chidera's interest peaked. "That is amazing. It must feel good to be back home after all that time." "It does," Christian replied, looking at her thoughtfully. "But Lagos feels different from when I left. I don't even know too many people anymore, and it would be nice if I have someone to show me around." Chidera smiled, feeling a spark of excitement she hadn't felt in a long time. "Maybe I can help if you don't mind," she said, her tone playful. "Then it's a deal," Christian said, grinning. Over the following weeks, Christian and Chidera grew closer. Their conversations were effortless, filled with laughter and shared dreams. Unlike Nicholas, Christian was polished, ambitious, and everything Chidera envisioned in a partner. She carefully avoided mentioning Nicholas' name in their talks, dismissing him as part of her life she wants to forget. One day, while they were having lunch at a trendy cafe, Christian asked Chidera about her family. "So, Chidera, I believe I have told you so much about myself. I have told you that I am an orphan and I had an uncle who is like a father to me. And for all I can remember, you don't say much about your family. So tell me about your family if you don't mind." "Are they in Lagos?" he asked. Chidera hesitated for a split second before replying. "No, they are not in Lagos. They are in the village. My parents are farmers. Simple people. I send them money to manage themselves whenever I can. For now, I don't have anything doing very big for the moment, but I also manage to send them money so that they can keep up until I find a job after school." Christian nodded. Impressed. That is admirable. You must be very responsible to take care of them even though you don't have a job yet." "Ah, that is so kind of you." Chidera smiled, feeling a pang of guilt. She had woven this narrative to avoid the truth, afraid it might make her seem vulnerable or pitiful again, just as it happened with Nicholas. As their relationship blossomed, Chidera began to distance herself even further from Nicholas. She no longer returned his calls and she deleted his messages without reading them. Whenever he managed to reach her, she barely hid her irritations. "Nico, I am busy. I will call you later, please," she would say, hanging up the phone. Meanwhile, Nicholas was heartbroken by Chidera's coldness. He couldn't understand why the vibrant young woman he had fallen in love with had become so distant. He often confided in his best friend Obinna, who only shook his head. Nico, I warn you about this you and your Dera thing. But now you are seeing it," Obinna said one evening as they sat in Nicholas' living room. "You can't build a castle on quicksand. You gave this girl everything and now she's showing you her real self. So I don't know what you will do about it now. But one thing I know is that this is real." No, Obinna, no. Don't to say something like that again, please. Shaking his head, Nicholas said, "Chidera is not like that. Chidera is just too busy with his school work. Chidera will not to do something like that. Obinna. No. Chidera is not that kind of person. Once she finish with her final exam now, everything will go back to normal. I know my Dela. She will not to do something like that. Dela is a very nice girl. I feel maybe she is very, very stressed because of the final exam. That is what I am feeling. And I am pitying her sometimes too. Just so that I just want to talk about it. Maybe, but for you now, you always have something to say about Dela. I don't know for you, but for me, I know that Chidera is not a bad person. That is what I know. Obinna signed. I hope, Nico, I hope for your sake that you are right. Because I don't understand you and this Yodera and the kind of love you have for her. I don't know. The truth is just there, but you are not seeing it. Anyway, maybe one day you will finally see it. But deep down, even Nicholas wasn't sure anymore. Christian, oblivious to the connection between Chidera and Nicholas, continued to fall for her. He admired her beauty, her charm, and the way she seems to effortlessly fit into his life. "Ah, Dera, I feel like I have known you forever," he told her one evening as they strolled through a park. Chidera smiled, leaning into him. "Maybe we were meant to meet. Maybe. Me too, I feel like I have known you for all my life too." Christian grinned and took her hand. "You are special, Dera. I don't want to lose you." Neither of them realized that their seemingly perfect relationship was built on a web of secrets and lies that would soon unveil in the most unexpected way. Chidera had perfected the art of living two lives. On one hand, she maintained a cold and distant relationship with Nicholas, the man who had supported her through university. On the other, she was blossoming in her new romance with Christian, the sophisticated and successful young doctor. Whenever Nicholas called, her irritation grew. She would force herself to pick up the phone, sometimes only to sound disinterested and annoyed. "Nico, what do you want now? She would ask, rolling her eyes. "I just wanted to check on you, mommy. I don't want any, just to know how you are doing. I know I always want to check on you," Nicholas would say softly. "You have been so busy these days, and I see that you are very, very stressed. I miss you, my Dela. That is why I am calling you. Mommy." I have told you, Nicholas, I am working on my final year project. She would snap. Please, stop disturbing me. Or do you want me to fail my exams? You want me to fail? Oh, no, Dela Amo. You know I wouldn't want you to fail your exam. Mommy, don't worry. I will not to disturb you again. Oh, okay, my mommy. Her guilt would briefly pump up after the cause, but she quickly pushed it aside. After all, Christian made her feel alive. His polished English, refined manners, and the way he carried himself in public were everything Nicholas wasn't. Despite her growing disdain for Nicholas, Chidera continued to benefit from his financial support. She always pretends to be nice towards Nicholas whenever she needs assistance. Nicholas paid her rent, covered her fees, and ensured she had enough money for her upkeep. To him, Chidera was the woman he was preparing to make his wife. Don't worry about anything, mommy, Nicholas often said whenever Chidera called for an assistance. Just to focus on your school, mommy. I will take care of the rest. As far as you are focused and you pass and you come out with a flying color, that is the only thing I want. Don't worry yourself too much, okay? Anything, just to call me. Okay, mommy. Thank you, Nico, Chidera would reply. Deep down, however, she was counting down the days until she no longer had to depend on him for any assistance again. As her final year approached its end, Chidera found herself at a crossroad. Nicholas's generosity was undeniable, but her feelings for him had vanished. Meanwhile, Christian had captured her heart. Confused, she turned to her best friend, Oge, for an advice. Over drinks one evening, Chidera poured out her dilemma. Oge, I don't know what to do, she confessed. Nicholas has done so much for me. He paid my fees, my rent, and everything. But I don't love him. And now, there is Christian. He's smart, sophisticated, successful, and he's so perfect for me. Oge smirked, sipping her drink. Babes, look, make I tell you. This thing you are bothering your head is not even something you should think about. Christian is the obvious choice now. Nicholas is too... I don't know how to put it now, but that his local Igbo assets is something else. So it's too local for you, my dear. I think Christian is the best choice you should make here. Chidera frowned. Local? What do you mean he's local? Come on, Dera. You know what I mean now, Oge said, leaning in. He's unpolished, uneducated, and that his Igbotic assets is something. It's so embarrassing. Imagine taking him to an event with all those educated people. It's going to embarrass you. My dear, you don't need to think about this thing. I will advise you just break up with him. Just end things with him so that you will be free and focus on your relationship with Christian. That is what you should do. Stop bothering your head thinking about him. Chidera sighed, nodding. You are right. You are right, Oge. That is what I should do. But he's been so good to me. It feels wrong to just abandon him. I don't know. Oge waved her hand dismissively. Listen, Dera. Life isn't about sentiment. You deserve a man who matches your sophistication. Christian is that man. As for Nicholas, he will survive. He's not your type, and there is nothing you can do about it. Just break up with him and be free. What Chidera didn't know was that Oge's advice was laced with jealousy. Oge secretly believed Chidera was undeserving of Nicholas's love and sacrifices. To Oge, Chidera was simply lucky, of which she believed that is not supposed to be that lucky. After much thought, and fueled by Oge's word, Chidera decided it was time to end things with Nicholas. She rehearsed her speech, determined to make it clear that they had no future together. One evening, she showed up at Nicholas's house unannounced. He greeted her warmly, his face lightening up at the sight of Dera. "Hey, Dela mo! Mommy, you did not to tell me that you are coming. Mommy mo, it's not to that you should tell me, oh, this is your house, so don't to misunderstand me. What a very big surprise. Hey, mommy," he said, pulling her into an embrace. She stiffened, pulling away. "Nico, we need to talk." Nicholas' smile faded. "What is a long go, mommy?" She took a deep breath, crossing her arms. "This isn't working anymore, Nico. I've been thinking about it for a while and I have realized that we are not compatible." "Oh, what do you mean, no, mommy?" he asked, confusion clouding his face. "Chidera, you know I love you, no. I have done everything to make you very happy. What is the problem? I do anything long to offend you? Mommy?" "The problem is not you, Nicholas," she snapped, her frustration spilling out as her voice raised. "You are not my type, Nicholas. You are too egotic. You are too unrefined. You don't fit into the kind of life I want, Nicholas. That is why." Nicholas stared at her, his heart shattering with every word Chidera is saying. Is that really how you feel about me, Dela?" Nicholas asked. "Everything we have been through together, is this how you are going to abandon our life? Oh, Dela, this one is not good, though." "Yes," she said coldly. "I am tired pretending. I can't keep doing this. You are not the man for me. I have to go, Nicholas." Nicholas's voice broke as he spoke. "But I love you, Dela. I love you very well. I was planning our future together. I thought we were building on something very, very real." She shook her head, her tone dismissive. "You were building it alone, Nicholas. I am sorry, but I need more. I need more than you can offer. You are not my type. You are unsophisticated, Nicholas. Please." Without waiting for his response, she turned and walked out, leaving Nicholas devastated and alone in the house he had once dreamed of sharing with her as his wife. After she walked out of the house, leaving him shattered, he sat motionless in the living room, staring blankly at the door she had closed behind her. The pain in his chest grew unbearable as he replayed her cruel words in his mind. He tried to hold back tears, but they came anyways, pouring down his cheeks. Nicholas had built his dreams around Chidera, his plans for the future, his happiness, and even his identity as a man who loved and provided for her. Now, all of that was gone. His breathing became labored and his vision blurred. Before he could call for help, Nicholas collapsed on the floor, unconscious. That same day, Christian had planned to meet his uncle to discuss funding and logistics for his hospital project. Christian had always admired Nicholas, who had supported him through medical school and beyond, treating him like a son. When Christian arrived at Nicholas' house, he found the front door unlocked, which struck him as unusual. "Uncle Nico? Uncle?" Christian called out, stepping inside. There was no response. He walked further into the house and froze when he saw Nicholas lying lifeless on the floor. "Jesus Christ! Uncle!" Christian yelled, rushing to him. He checked his pulse. It was weak but steady. Without wasting time, Christian called for an ambulance and stayed by Nico's side, trying to revive him. "Stay with me, uncle. Please, stay with me. Please. You will be okay," he muttered as he loosened Nicholas's shirt and made sure he was breathing. At the hospital, Christian stayed by Nicholas' bedside as the doctor attended to him. After some time, Nicholas regained consciousness, skin peeled and disoriented. "Uncle, what happened? What happened to you?" Christian asked, his voice filled with concern. Nicholas turned his face away, tears pooling in his eyes. "It is nothing, no, Christian. Just a heartbreak." "Heartbreak?" Christian was confused. "Uncle, what are you talking about?" I don't want to talk too much about it. I just want to leave everything. I want just to want everything to go. It is my girlfriend," Nicholas said quietly. "The woman I trained through university. She left to me. She said I am not to her type again. That I am balancing her. She also said that I am too egotic and also so she said something also sophisticated. I don't know. I just want to leave everything for God. That is it." "Ha, uncle, that girl must be very selfish and wicked," Christian said as his heart ached for his uncle. But Nicholas didn't give him any more details. Christian didn't press further, assuming the girlfriend in question was just some random woman. When Nicholas was discharged from the hospital, his best friend, Obinna, came over to visit him. "Nicholas, you can't let this woman ruin your life. Look at you now. You are a good man. You deserve better," Obinna said firmly. "You have worked too hard to let one small girl destroy you like this. I hate to say that I warned you, but I just don't want to say it because you are a good person. You just have to move on, and I know that one good woman is out there waiting just for you." Nicholas sighed, shaking his head. "You don't understand the Obinna. You don't understand. I love Dela very much. I love her now. I thought we were building something very, very real. Hmm? Dela. I know, my brother," Obinna said, patting him on the shoulder. "But sometimes people don't value what they have until it's gone. You are a good man, Nicholas, and she's the one losing here. You will heal. You will heal with time. Okay?" After much deliberation, Nicholas decided to leave the house he had shared with Chidera. The memories were too painful to bear. He moved into another property he owned in a quieter part of the town, hoping the change of environment would help him to move on. Meanwhile, Chidera had completely moved on, with her final exams behind her too. She was focused on finding a job and building her career. She believed breaking up with Nicholas would have no consequences. After all, she no longer needed him for anything. "I think Nicholas has served his purpose," she told herself confidently. "It's time to start a new chapter with the love of my life, Christine." 1 month after Chidera ended things with Nicholas, her relationship with Christian had grown stronger. He admired her intelligence and ambition, and she adored his sophistication and charm. One evening, Christian took her out to an elegant rooftop restaurant overlooking the city. As they enjoyed their meal, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. "Dera," he began, his voice steady but full of emotion. "You have brought so much light into my life. I can't imagine spending my future with anyone else. Will you marry me, Dera?" Chidera gasped, tears welling up in her eyes. "Oh my God! Christian! Yes, yes! I will marry you!" He slid the ring onto her finger and they embraced, both smiling at their new chapter together. A week after the proposal, Chidera confided in Christian about her financial struggles. "Christian, my rent has expired and I haven't been able to find a job yet," she said, sounding distressed. "I don't know what to do. I don't really know." Christian held her hands reassuringly. "Dera, you don't need to worry about rent anymore. You are going to be my wife very soon. Move in with me. It's the practical thing to do." "Ah, are you sure?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Of course, you are my fiancé now, and it's only right. You can move in with me." Relieved and grateful, Chidera moved into Christian's home. A few days later, feeling secure in the knowledge that she had chosen the right man, she believed her future was bright and had no regrets about leaving Nicholas behind. So guys, this is the end of the part 4 of this story, and coming up next is the last part. Please, I'm pleading with you, subscribe to my channel, support my growth, put down your opinion down on the comment section. It will encourage me to do more, please. And don't forget to like this story, share also, and see you in my next one. Bye.